What's good, YouTube? Quinn Wade basketball analysis coming to y'all with that quick video. Today we're gonna talk about my guy Kawhi Leonard, one of my top five, top three best players in the world and favorite players. He played with so much energy, so much fight, never gives up. Feel like he can lock down guard anybody, stealing the ball away from guys like Dwayne Wade and LeBron, blocking their shots, taking over games like he did against Memphis, where he's getting the steals, getting the stops, knocking down threes, knocking down tough shots. The guy is a phenomenal player. He's a guy that's a little underrated, though, because either people think he's a little overrated because of Greg Popovich's system and the way he utilized, and there's some people that think he's one of the best players in the world and he can go anywhere and change a franchise, but a lot of people give him less credit because he played with the Spurs. And I'm here to tell you that he is this good. Because if you watch a lot of Kawhi Leonard highlights or you watch a lot of the Spurs games, a lot of Kawhi Leonard shots come in isolation. He posts up. He shoots over people. He has that fadeaway. Although he do get three-point shots open, if you trade him to a team like Boston, which is you're going to see in the title, you have a similar coach to Greg Popovich, a guy that believes in the system, gives everybody the right shot and the shots that they like, put them in position to get open looks, regardless if they're Kawhi Leonard or Terry Rozier, and gets the best out of them because they're getting quality shots throughout the whole game, and they're making the defense move. They're making the defense go through screens. They're making the defense continually have to guard everybody on the court. You very rarely see people standing around. You very rarely see people doing nothing. Even if you're the point guard, you're cutting, you're setting screens, you're running off picks, and it keeps the defense focused and engaged. That's why Boston is so hard to guard, because the fact that they have so many players that's a weapon. Because with Brad Stevens, everybody's a weapon. So you got to watch and move with everybody, unless you're going to give up open layups, dunks, and threes, which you don't want to do, because any NBA player in the league can knock down those shots, even if they're not good shooters. You make them if they get open shots, they're gonna feel like they can make it. If they feel like they make it, they make one. If they make one, they feel like they can just shoot it the same way and make two. So I think that even though I like Al Horford and I like Gordon Hayward, trading for Kawhi Leonard will be sensational, because at the end of the day, you get another person that can guard the perimeter, um, and lock down that position, lock down the best player on another team. Even though they might get points, they still gonna have a struggle to get them. Not only that, Kawhi Leonard is a team first player, and that's what they want in Boston. A guy that's gonna sacrifice for the betterment of the team, a guy that can play within the system while still being able to score in isolation. And that's something we didn't know about Kyrie. Can Kyrie really coexist with other players? Can he really play the point guard position without just being a one-on-one player? And he proved this year, staying at the same efficiency with LeBron James and without him. With Brad Stevens, he shot 49% from the field, which is ridiculous for a guy that having knee problems and, not having another superstar to make his shots easier. Brad Stevens got the best out of Kyrie, putting up similar numbers to the numbers he put in Cleveland. And he was still efficient and effective. And he actually, to me, was an all NBA player before he went down. I was going to vote for him before he went down, but he only played 62 games, so I wonder if he's going to get it. But he was highly dominant, highly efficient, and he still was able to play his game while still helping them win games. Another thing, people got to remember, Gordon Hayward is going to be hard to trade him because how severe the injury is, and the fact that the best part about him is that you got him locked down for long term because he just signed that extension. Sad part about it is you don't really know what you're going to get, so I doubt they can trade Gordon Hayward. If you trade Kyrie for Kawhi Leonard, which some other people have said about, you do get a young Kawhi Leonard that's around the same age and a better defender. And, other than that, they both can create their own shot. They both can shoot the three. They both can move without the basketball. And they both, can pass. So you're not really losing that much. But, you want to lock down the Kevin Durant's, because, if you come out the East or you playing in the East, you got to stop LeBron. You got to stop DeMar DeRozan. You have to stop Ben Simmons. You have to stop Kevin Durant. You have to stop Klay Thompson, and to have a guy like Gordon Hayward who's a solid defender. And worst case scenario, you put Tatum or Brown, who both of them have shown that they can be lockdown defenders too at their position. Or you can just put Gordon Hayward at the guard position and Kawhi Leonard at the small forward position. Or you can even go as far as playing Kawhi as a stretch forward or Gordon as a stretch forward. And they even harder to guard because they both can handle the ball, they both can shoot the three, and they both can hit the mid-range and come off screens and keep that offense moving because they are a weapon from every part of the court. That's how good these players are. And if Gordon Hayward can stay healthy. Would I trade Kyrie for Kawhi Leonard if I'm San Antonio? I don't know because I do have DeJounte Murray, a taller guard who's still developing and has star potential because he can rebound and defend and he has size for the position. He's taller than Kyrie, more athletic than Kyrie, and honestly, he's younger than Kyrie, so he has more chances to fill out his body, fill out his game, and continue to take his game to another level. If I'm Greg Popovich, do I trade Kawhi Leonard? I don't really think he does because you don't want to rebuild because Kyrie knees have been a little bad. And even though Greg Popovich can get the best out of Kyrie, just like Brad Stevens did this season, he still went down with injuries. Kyrie has never played 82 games, and then you got to count that he hasn't never played 82 games. Plus, he hasn't played a whole postseason either without having an injury. So that's another thing you have to consider getting Kyrie, that he is highly injury prone, and you're willing to trade a guy that even Kawhi Leonard has been a little injury prone, but Kawhi Leonard hasn't had major injuries like he broke his kneecap and he had to get resurgery in that knee. So that knee is going to be always a problem with Kyrie. And another thing about Kyrie, if it don't work out, Kyrie is a free agent in the next couple years. Ain't like he's locked down for 3 to 4 years. If you trade Kyrie, you basically renting him for next year, and you can lose him the next year. Even though he might want to stay with Greg Popovich, you still taking a chance. Plus, like I said, you already have DeJounte Murray, who can play the one or the two, but he's not really a shooter. He's more of a system point guard that has a lot of potential. So do you want to keep DeJounte Murray? Do you want to trade him? Or do you just want to continue to develop your team around Kawhi Leonard? Which is a good thing because when they had played 2 years ago now, they was a 60-win team and went to the Western Conference Final. So they shown that you can win with Kawhi. They shown that he can take over a series like you see against Memphis and will them to W's. And he also have shown that he is a franchise player, winning Finals MVP early in his career. And without Tim Duncan, a lot of people doubted Kawhi Leonard, but he was able to make it to the number 2 seed, winning 60-plus games against a team that basically broke the record that year for wins in Golden State Warriors. They had to play that phenomenal unless the Spurs was going to catch them. And Kawhi Leonard still got to the Western Conference Final, and they was up by 20-some points before he went down and they lost the series. So it shows you how dominant and great and valuable he is, and no wonder why he was third in MVP voting behind Russell and James Harden. And he averaged a career high 25, showing that he continued to add to his game, continued to improve, and continued to get better offensively, something that we always felt like he was a great defender, but he has came a long way offensively, basically becoming an unstoppable player because he can hit shots from all over the court, and he's a very confident player, and you have to score on him consistently, which is difficult to do because he's the best perimeter defender in the league, and he's very disciplined too. But at the end of the day, I am a Celtics fan, so getting Kawhi Leonard will be huge, especially having two wing players like that, and even still possibly having Tatum and Jaylen Brown, who are great defenders for that position too, and they're still young and they're still developing, and having a guy like Kawhi Leonard can help evolve their game. So at the end of the day, I think it's going to be difficult for the Spurs to move on for Kawhi because you know what he's capable of and he's continually to improve. And if you can lock him down to that, they're the only team that can give him that 5th year. If you can lock him down to that 5-year deal, you have a great guy that's up there with LeBron and Kevin Durant and Harden and Paul and Westbrook and all the top 10 players like AD too. He's up there with those. So you definitely don't want to lose a player of that caliber, especially with a guy that can still leave in Kyrie Irving. And, you can give him that 5th year with me. He can make more money Plus, you know you can win with him because you already don't won the championship and you already won 66 games as with him as your best player. And, you know, he averaged 25 points a game on good efficiency from the field and three and free throw. And he's a defender. So at the end of the day, what do you guys think? Do you think Boston should make this trade? Trading Kyrie, trading Gordon Hayward, plus a couple picks. Yes, it enhanced the future of the Spurs, getting more picks, getting young talent in the for the future, while still knowing that they can play because they playing in the playoffs great. Jaylen Brown looks great. Jason Tatum looks great. Plus, the Celtics got so many picks that they can give away that they don't even need because their roster is basically a championship roster. If they can get Gordon and Kyrie back healthy for the whole season in the playoffs, they showing that they can be a serious contender, not in the East, but in the entire NBA when healthy. Not only that, it would make sense if you want to go in on a guy like Kawhi Leonard to get that much value. You might have to go to Boston, just like Isaiah Thomas. They got a lot of players for Kyrie plus a pick. You can get rid of Kawhi Leonard and accumulate an abundance of picks and great players that can go around that you know that's proven and can play in the playoffs and make big moves. Plus, Greg Popovich can coach just like um, Brad Stevens. So I like the trade if it happens. I prefer to keep Kawhi Leonard in San Antonio and keep the Celtics with Kyrie. But they do have Terry Rozier coming up. They do have a lot of picks that they might not even need because they have a championship roster already. Plus, they got to pay people like Tatum and Brown in the future while still having to find a way to keep Gordon Hayward and Al Horford, and Kyrie is almost a free agent too, like I said before. So they don't really know where they're going right now because of the injuries, but if healthy, this is going to be one of the tougher teams in the NBA. Same with the Spurs. If you have a healthy Kawhi Leonard, they win 50-plus games easily if you have a healthy Kawhi Leonard, and they're in the discussion for a top 3 seed in the West. Remember, the San Antonio Spurs was the number 3 seed for majority of the year, and that was without Kawhi Leonard, showing you how valuable that he is, that they go from being a playoff team to being a championship contender with a player like Kawhi Leonard if healthy. So check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description in the comment section below. And check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description in the comment section below. Quinn Wade, Basketball Analysis, I'm gone. And let me know what you guys think about Kawhi Leonard.